Hey yo, it's Praise, and we locked in with the Hood Journal.
Welcome to the Hood Journal. I'm here with
Praise, you already know the vibes.
Yes sir, yes sir. Praise. I like to start off with my interviews by giving my guests their flowers of appreciation. Thank you for being patient with me. I know sometime last year we were supposed to lock in, we was communicating, but for whatever reason I wasn't able to get back to you, so I am sorry. Thank you so much for hitting me up. Cause feel me, I want to get more women on my platform. I want to get more talented black women on my platform, and you definitely fit that mold. Talented black women in this music shit, hungry, ready to, feel me, take whatever is coming at her. I appreciate you for being patient, letting me coming on my platform, and ready to get this conversation started. So first question I gotta ask, Praise, you wanna tell me where you from?
From Brooklyn, New York, East New York, you already know.
Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Talk to me about your upbringing. For you, what was it like growing up in East New York?
So growing up, it's like bittersweet, obviously, stuff that comes with being in the hood, but I also love like the family-oriented type that my block was. Like I always had older people looking out for me as well.
Right.
But also, you know, I stayed in the house a lot just because my mom wanted to keep me safe. She didn't want me in no trouble, no danger. Always kept me focused in school, so it's really like what it was like for me.
Right. Nah, it's crazy because like with me being from the Bronx, and I know there's like this whole Brooklyn and Bronx beef. I felt the same way. Like growing up in the Bronx, like it was dangerous and shit like that, but there was also a family aspect to it. And I stayed in the house a lot. When I did go outside, it was always love.
Yeah.
For you, like, what are some memories that stand out from you growing up in East New York that's positive or negative?
Definitely I'll start with the positive. Something that I remember is like being outside with the hydrants on, and like we'd run through the hydrants and like
on a hot day.
It was like hot. Wait for the ice cream truck. Like we had the buckets and bowls with the water just splashing each other. That I feel like that for me is a core memory, just cause like we was learned to make fun out of whatever. There was an environment where we didn't have a lot, but we was gonna make it fun. We was gonna make it feel homey the best we could. So
Say that. Bad. I guess let's talk about the music. Like, who are some artists you listened to growing up, and some artists that inspired you?
I'm inspired by like a whole range of artists. So I'm also Caribbean, so I love like Spice, I love Shantia, I listen to old school too. Biggie, Tupac, Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill is tough.
Yeah, Lauryn Hill for me, I feel like that's my style mostly reflects because I like that boom bap type of rap. I like the lyricism, the storytelling for sure. Jay-Z, Lil Kim, Foxy, love the swag that comes with that city vibe.
Tough.
That's where I really grasp inspiration from. So a lot of people, I really don't like tune into one genre of music. I just like to listen to a wide variety and take a little bit from everywhere.
Okay. I know for me, boom bap like is a music that shit it gets me hype, but I feel like I also learn something like when I'm listening to that. Like along with like Biggie and Tupac, like you said, I fuck with like Big Pun a lot. Big Pun is a real artist that I really fuck with. Seeing his wordplay and just the witty shit he used to say. What is it for you about boom bap that makes you like fuck with that type of music?
I just love the stories in it. I feel like when you listen to it, it's beginning and middle and end. I feel like a lot of music sometimes doesn't have that. You can't follow. Like you listen to the first part of the song or like a little clip of the song that you heard. But with that style, it's more space. I feel like the beat doesn't do too much. It gives you room to like talk your shit. You go ahead.
Nah, it's a fact. It's like you go along with the beat. Feel me? Like it's you still have to like provide the talent, talk your shit, and be like that. And then the beat just adds that perfect element to complement your sound.
Yeah, for sure.
Say that. When did you know that? Feel me? I seen that in the interview that you did with Akira Radio that. Growing up, you were part of the gospel choir in your church.
Yeah.
What was that experience like for you? And like, what was that moment that you realized that you wanted to become an artist?
All right, so I grew up in church. Like my mom was always very devout, as well as my dad. He directed the choir. My sister is a singer, and so their initial move was putting me in the choir. I was not really apt to singing as well, so that didn't work out too well. So then they put me on the drums, And I think that just influences a little bit my producing because I think of music in like fours and stuff. Like I can hear and read music as well. So
Fire.
Then I started writing. I wrote my first song at 4.
Wow.
I showed it to my family. They were like, oh, okay, like really proud. And so for me, that moment was like solidified that I wanted to write. Like whether it was poetry, I just wrote books. I wrote everything. Like, so it was an easy transition to get into rapping because I was already writing.
Right.
And more recently was when I was like, yo, I could actually do this music shit. Is like my freshman year, the spring of my freshman year, I released my first song because like my friends were like, you need to do this, like come on.
That's Don't Deserve Me?
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna get into that. Talk to me.
Yeah. So they was like, you need to do this. And I was like, you know what, I'll do it. It went well.
Okay.
Everything went well about that, so I just kept going.
Say that, but I guess talk to me about that first track, Don't Deserve Me. I feel like I fuck with that song because you said that you like before when you was in the gospel you weren't the best at singing, but I heard you singing on that track and I fucked with it. I ain't gonna lie. What do you remember most about making that track?
So I wrote it off of a breakup because all good music comes from heartbreak.
Shaking my head.
And basically the song was like, I feel like I'm being too nice sometimes. I feel like the energy that I give out is not always returned. So that's what it meant to me. It's the first time that I went to the studio with my family. So I was with my mom and my sister. And my sister was like kind of coaching me through. She'd been in the studio way more than me. So like coaching me through how to get through the hook, the verses, the chorus. And it was just a bonding moment for all of us.
That's fine.
When the song was done, I had it in my phone for like 2 months, and I was like, okay, I'll just drop it. And yeah, that's how it went.
So what came after that? Like, where did you get that motivation to continue going after you dropped Don't Deserve Me?
There's a reception from the song. Like, I got a lot of support. There was obviously things I could do better because you always are growing as an artist. But everybody was like, oh, they love the chorus, they love the bars, they love all of the parts of the song. So I wanted to keep going. Then after that, I started like playing around the garage band and produced the next song that I released, which was Street Sonata.
Oh yeah, I like that song too.
I was just proud because that was my beat, and I was like, yeah, like
that's fine.
I did something. But so I did that song after, and it just like continues going because I like have a passion for it. Obviously, like it's something that even if I spend time in doing it, like time doesn't feel like it's passing. So I just love to do it so much.
What kind of advantage do you feel like you have already being an artist, but also being a producer, that you're able to produce your own songs and you don't have to really rely on a secondary producer to create your music? What kind of advantage does that have for you?
Definitely the aspect of saving money is a big one because I'm also a college student, so I don't have expendable finances right now. So that helps in order to get songs out as quickly as I want to, because I don't have to really go through any loopholes with that. It also helps because it curates my creative process, because certain parts of my song when I'm writing, I can just go in and change this part of the beat and then write some more and make it sound exactly how I want it to sound. Like both are being worked on together instead of I find a beat, okay, let me write to this beat. I'm writing with the beat. So
that's fire. Yeah. And then I also seen in the Akira radio interview that, feel me, you have utilized the resources, feel me, at your college, being able to go to the studio and record your music that you hear almost every day, feel me. What's that like? Like, how lucky do you feel to be able to have that access to top flight equipment, top flight studio, where you could just record whenever you like?
Yeah, I definitely think it's a blessing. I'm very grateful to my mom, because when growing up, she was like, education is like key.
Caribbean households, they take that shit serious.
She don't play. Jamaican women, she don't play. But it was always the key to my success. She always made sure that it was something, academics was something that I focused on. And so I never understood it. And then I started to understand it as I got older, and now I'm in college. I have all the resources here at my disposal, a bunch of people who are familiar with things that I'm still learning. And that was all just due to the fact of me staying focused and staying in my books and getting to the point where I can indulge in stuff that in my passions just because I'm doing what I need to do as well.
Right.
So yeah, that was a big thing.
I also seen in the interview, so obviously you have the equipment, you have the resources here to create top flight music, but what's the creative process? Is the creative process here different, like being in Upstate, than it is being in Brooklyn? Given that, feel me, you trying to tap into that drill sound. Is it different here? Is it easier? Is it harder? What's it like, feel me, trying to bust out the drill in Upstate compared to in BK?
It's definitely harder. Like, people here don't really listen to that type of music as much as in the city. But I feel like it's somewhat of an advantage as well because it's not as saturated.
Yeah,
so
that's
I'm bringing
facts.
something new that people here are like, what is that sound? Like, who is that? So I think in that way it's an advantage, but it's hard to get people to tune in and really listen because they're not familiar with something. So
Right.
you just gotta make them know, make them aware of what's going on. I also think that part of the thing that helps me is that I also make other music as well. So
Okay.
when I do shows up here, I'll mix it in and then they'll listen to that song and just want to hear more, and they'll hear more drill along with my other types of music.
Right.
So yeah, that's what it's like up here doing drill.
That should be having me. I ain't gonna lie. Like sometimes I'll be trying to experiment. Like I'll probably walk through class and shit, like with my ski mask on and play like rap some drill music and see what what niggas would say and shit like that. But that shit, I commend you because like a lot of people would not try to bring something different to like their school town or their college town and come upstairs. So that's tough.
And there's also a lot of people from the city here too. So
No, well, that's
the
a good
people
thing,
who
too.
are from the city, they tune, they hit like
Exactly.
they know what's going on.
Especially when feel me, like, cause there also be a lot of drill artists that come up here too and shit like that. So like, I remember when you know how crazy it is. I remember when B Love came to my school and like nobody
I
knew
remember that. I remember it
and
was-
nobody knew who he was. Not like I was able to interview him, but nobody from the school did it. Nobody from the school was like, yo, if they want to interview B Love, I was like, I bet I'm gonna take it. Like if none of y'all niggas gonna do it,
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
gonna do
know.
that shit.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. Nah, that's how it was too. We had Dusty Lil King come up here.
Right.
And it was a good crowd, but like in the city, I know like that place was sold out,
Was?
run down, like security everywhere.
I know at the time of this recording, Shy K and Bam Man Rose supposed to come, I think, in like 2 weeks. Can we see a Shy K praise, feel me a little? I ain't like, can we see that?
Hopefully, yo, tag him, let him know what's up. But for sure, like I'm interested in getting to work with all them artists. Everybody, like I love a collab.
Right.
If it's one thing about me, I love working with other people.
I respect that.
And making good music if we can. So get that going.
Say no more. Yeah. We spoke about performing and feel me, doing performances to have more people be able to hear your music. What is it that you like so much about performing? Because I see like on your Instagram page you have a bunch of live performances, performing in front of crowds, you holding that mic with all the energy. What kind of energy do you get out of performing in front of others?
I feel like I'm feeding off the crowd's energy and giving them more energy. When I like get a mic in my hand, I don't know, it's like a transformation for me. But I just get it and I'm just a whole different persona. I'm ready to engage with the crowd. I'm known for jumping off stage. I will get
Say
the
no
crowd.
more.
I will get in your face.
You like crowd surfing and shit?
Not anything like that, but I have like jumped off and I'm in the audience with the mic talking to them. But I just love that energy. I love the being performance. Like I love just engaging with my audience, making them feel the music that I'm talking about. Like, I had people come to me and be like, yo, that song that you did, like that really hit. Like I'm like, yo, I just love that vibe, the energy that comes with the concert. So.
Is there, if there's one place, venue, location that you would like to perform at before your time is up, what's that one place for you?
Barclays.
Barclays? Oh, yeah, you got to. Being from BK, you got to.
I feel like that's really a full circle moment for me. I grew up going there, went to basketball games there. I seen artists perform there as well. Coming up, Lola Brooke just did.
That's tough, right.
Shout out to her, real inspiration. So I feel like that's what I have to do. Like, just let my city know that I'm here.
That's only right. It's only right. It's only right.
Yeah.
You speak about Lola Brooke. In the Akira radio interview, you said that Young Devin is an inspiration of yours.
Yeah.
Who are some like I feel like women in drill right now, they going crazy. You feel me? Like you said, the two from Brooklyn with Devin and Logan Brook, bunch of shorties in the Bronx. Feel me? They doing their thing. Right. Who are some women artists that feel me that you're inspired by, that you fuck with their music, you fuck with their sound? Who are some artists that you tap into? Some women drill artists.
I'm tapped into a lot of them. Like I said, Devin. I know Lola's not really drill, but like still, I follow her journey. Kenzo, like I just like to watch them because I feel like we're in the same age group, we're in the same place in terms of like our mindset, and I want to be inspired and take away the things that's making shit work for them, be able to work for me. I want to connect with them at some point in my career. I hope hopefully that can happen, because I really feel like I want to have a supportive group of women around me, pushing me to do better, pushing me to make better music. I feel like they're already close with each other. Like I see on Instagram as much as I can see. So I love to be a part of that. I love to be supporting, resharing, reposting. I always am a fan to do that. Like so.
Right. Praise. Recently, you feel me? We gotta get a little heavy. When it comes to this platform, I respect that. You feel me? You wanna tap in with these artists and be supportive of their music, and you feel me? Be a part of this new wave of women artists, feel me, that's doing anything in music. But like when you see women artists, I guess almost bring each other down, like disrespect each other in the media. Like I know recently, Murder B and Wawa Too Stinky, they had their little back and forth on the media. When you see stuff like that, what goes through your head?
I mean, real talk, I don't feel like everybody gotta be cool with each other, but I hope that everybody's supportive with each other. Like, cause in this industry, something that I've most recently realized is that we're really overlooked as a gender. Like I understand that it feels like a boys' club a lot of the time, and so like that connection that you have with other females becomes important. But if people don't get along, I gotta respect it. You know, they got their beef. That is what it is. But hopefully, I'm hoping that coming into the industry myself, like I don't want no drama. I don't want to I just want to make music. Like I'm only here to make music, and that's what I want. Like my ideal goal is just to be able to collab with everybody and make a group of women just the same way the guys like support each other. I want to have that with the women as well.
So one thing that I want to acknowledge is that I could already tell that your mindset is different, because in the interview I also read that, feel me, you are aware of, feel me, how like that is more difficult as a woman going up in the music industry as it is for men. Like I ask a lot of women about what's it like being a woman in the industry, what's it like for you being a black woman in the industry, and a lot of them don't know what to say because they never really see that side of it. But you're already in tune, so I gotta ask you, what's it like being a woman in the industry, and what's it like being a black woman in the industry?
Okay, being a woman in the industry, I feel like you always hear like you have to work 10 times harder. I definitely feel like that is 100% true. I do my own content. I make my own beats. I write my own music.
Fire.
I record. Sometimes I'm taking my own pictures. Like it gets down to that. But I feel like all that hard work as a guy. If I was a guy, I'd probably be a little bit farther, just because people would take me more seriously. I've had conversations where like I'm thinking that I'm going into this as a business partnership, and he is thinking that this is something that is not.
Right. How do you navigate that too? Because I know that's something they mentioned. Like, how do you know when to trust, feel me, business partners, especially male business partners? Like, how do you know when to trust?
For me, it's less about like trusting and more about setting boundaries.
Respect.
I come from a really very strong woman, and she's like always tell how it is. Like my mom, she hurts your feelings if she needs to, like, so that's something I was always taught, like, if that's not what I want, it's not. I don't care what you're gonna have to call me a bitch, whatever you need to do, but we're gonna do this the way that it needs to be done, the way that I see fit, because at the end of the day, it's my career, it's my name, and I take my brand seriously, so I can't really have any other type of business going on when I'm doing, like, physical business, when we working on music, or when we doing anything like that. So just setting that boundary of like, this is what this relationship is gonna be. It's not gonna be anything more or less than what it needs to be for the time.
Say that. I respect it. I bet. I saw that you were able to perform for the comedian Druski. He's mad funny. He's doing this thing. You was able to perform at his party this past summer. Talk a little bit about how that opportunity came about and what that was like for you.
So I did an audition with Hot 97, and I had no idea that like I was gonna be picked. I went in with like more of a pessimistic mindset because like I don't like to give my whole self and to be disappointed. So I was just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna do it, but ain't nothing gonna happen from it. So as I did my performance, I did the best that I could. I'm hearing them read the names. None of them names is mine. I was in there like, yo, this is crazy. I'm about to go home sad, spark up or something.
Spark up,
but so they get to like the top two and don't hear my name until the first one. And I was just shocked. I called my mom. I'm like, yo, this happened. Like I won. They're giving me the opportunity to perform at this pool party. She's just like, I knew it. Like, come on, I knew it. Like, but I feel like that's what your mom gonna say.
Word.
It was just really like eye-opening for me because sometimes like I don't really need the validation, but having the validation of like something like Hot 97 is like, yo, you're valid. Like,
that's fine.
It's like, okay, now I know I got something. I can keep going with this. So.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Can we see you sign a deal with what's it called? What it could have been records or something like that? Do we see you sign a deal with them? No. I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you. Nah, that got it. But nah, that's tough. And then, feel me? What was the party like? Feel me? Perform like, and who was at the party like along with Druski? Like, what was that party like for you to perform there?
It was a couple more DJs. Fetty Wap was supposed to be there, but by the time that he was coming through, my mom was like, you need to come home. So she didn't let me stay. It was okay though. The crowd was really feeling me. I got a lot of positive feedback from some of the, like, even just people passing, like Bottle Girls was like, oh, like, you're valid, keep going, keep pushing. It was more artists that performed through the night. I was like one of the first. So I was going while people were still coming in, but I still appreciated the experience.
It's tough.
And made sure that I took opportunities, like reaching out to people, connecting with other artists, networking, and like, using the space to my advantage, really.
As you should. I best say that. At the time of this recording, I think we could say like 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, you dropped your recent track Finesse. You did the live performance with Trench Talk TV. Shout out to bro.
Shout out.
Talk to me about what do you remember most about making that track?
So that track, I feel like that was a statement piece for me because I had been making music, but I think the sound wasn't solidified or wasn't really me until I made that song. I was in the studio with Swift, shout out Swift. And we were just like, I told him I wrote something, he put the beat on, and I just went in there, I did it like one take. I had the paper, I'm running through it, like with all my energy. My sister was there and her friend. And like after we heard it back, everybody was just jumping. I'm like, yeah, this is the one, this is a track, this is a hit. So it was just really for me like the excitement, statement piece, letting people know that I'm like here, starting to find my sound in this music thing. So
how would you describe the word finesse to you? Finesse in your own words. Feel me? You titled the song Finesse. You mentioned it in your interview about how you're trying to, I guess, teach others how to finesse how you do. But how would you define your finesse in your own words?
Okay, so for me, finesse is like style, like swag, like you got your own drip to you. You know, you're an individual, unique individual. Also, my music kind of be targeted to the women because just I am a woman.
You got to talk to them.
The first verse, like I got a couple bitches I teach them finesse. You know, I'm teaching them game. Like we about to be out here, we treating these niggas like the way that you know.
You gotta talk your shit.
Back,
talk your shit. Talk your shit.
So it was just about like motivating, inspiring people to just be on their shit really, and just don't let nobody play you. You the finesse, don't get finesse. That's it.
Right. And then we spoke about it before we started recording. You mentioned how, feel me, you've already experienced the worst, so anything that niggas throw at you, feel me, it's not gonna faze you, it's not gonna scare you. Can you describe a little bit about like what that worst was, and when did it get to the point where you realized that nothing could break you, that nothing could faze you? When did it get to that point?
Yeah, so for me, just growing up, it was like I mentioned earlier, there was positives and negatives. The negatives to that really was just the environment was really dangerous. I seen people get hurt, I seen people get robbed, shot, all of that. And that for me is just the worst type of experience that a kid can see at that age, because you already got your mindset, you create your mindset on the world.
Right.
And so after that, like, I really feel like, obviously it can get worse, I'm not gonna say that, but for me, the worst thing that I could do is not use up all my potential and die in that environment. I don't want to end up the same place that I was born. I love to create something for my family, for people who are inspired by me, people who are watching me. Like, even now, like, I'll go home and people are like, you're in college, like, I'm so proud of you. And that means something to me, because it's like, I'm trying to show y'all that there's a way out of this. You know, we don't gotta live like this for life.
Right.
I'd love to give back to my mom for all the sacrifices that she made raising us, and that's just my biggest fear. It has nothing to do with injury or any of that. Like, I just want to get out of that environment and get my family and friends out of that environment.
Right. Maximize your potential.
Yeah, for sure.
That's fire, bro. Cause for me, there's not a lot of young people that's thinking like you, and you already got the, you already thinking forward, already thinking to the future, and you just don't wanna. You got so much talent, but you wanna see it at the
pinnacle. Yeah,
at its pinnacle.
sure.
That's a fact. You took the words out of my mouth. Yeah. But praise. I like to ask this question to all my guests to get a scope out of their feeling.
Yeah.
How's your mental health?
Right now.
Beginning of the semester, I know, like, shit, I'm going through it.
So you
I'm
gonna
going
ask
through
me
it.
that right now?
I'm going through it, you heard? I'm going through it. I thought, like, I hope every week is syllabus week. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I'm going through it. But talk to me, how's your mental health?
I feel like a lot of times, this year especially, I'm trying to focus on making sure I'm okay. One thing about me is I work. Like, I'm always working, trying to get to the next level, but as often times that I have to put a break on that because I realize I'm not taking care of myself. So, and then plus school and everything, there's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, but this year I think my mental health is really good in terms of going to the gym, because that makes me feel better physically and mentally. Making sure I'm eating, because that's important. Just the simple stuff, sleep, all of that is improving, like, how I'm feeling. So
Say that.
I think I'll say fairly good, relatively.
Right. And yeah, bro, like, and I guess, I mean, you answered in your last answer, but I wanted to ask, how do you balance being an artist, being a college student, being a party promoter, and then also your future goals? I know before we started recording, you talk about you thinking about going to law school and being a lawyer. How do you handle all that and do the best that you can in each field?
I'm trying to balance everything, because I also, like, I work as well, so there's another thing on top of that. But like Google Calendars,
word,
because it keeps me organized. Just balancing everything is about just making sure I'm doing things on time. I feel like procrastination is the biggest pitfall for me. Procrastination is the biggest pitfall, because once I don't do something, I just continue to not do it.
It'd be like that.
So just being on top of everything that I need to do, making sure I'm organized so I know what I need to do, and it's like investing. Sometimes I use music as like my motivation. So I if I do this homework assignment, if I take care of this, I can go to the studio, I can record, I can...
You reward yourself.
Yeah.
As you should.
So, for sure.
Yeah, praise. I got 2 more questions left.
Yeah,
what's your ultimate goals with the music? Like, what do you hope to accomplish when it's all said and done with the music?
I want to be as big as I can get. I also would like to sign other artists. I feel like when it comes to bringing out potential, I can do that. Like, I've motivated other people to go to the studio, show them the ropes in terms of what I know. I like to teach and spread knowledge and spread information, because that's the best way to get everybody to come up. Like, I can give you something, I can show you how to get it.
Right.
That's my thing. I'd like to I'm also just getting into fashion as well. So branching out, using the influence from music in order to build my brand bigger. So maybe coming out with clothes or coming out with other stuff that relates to music, but I can also sell as well.
Yes, sir.
Just like one of my influences, Rihanna. Like, I love how she handles her business, how she separates everything and building the empire. Really, that's what I hope to do at the end of this. Just be able to build something that I can pass on to my kids and their kids, and so on.
Say that. Listen, you're well on your way. You already got the right mindset. I got nothing but faith that you're gonna accomplish all the goals you set out. With music, with fashion, with law school, anything you decide to do, I got faith that you're gonna accomplish it tenfold. So,
Appreciate that, for sure.
Yes, sir. Praise. Who do you want to see next on the Hood Journal?
I want to see next on the journals. I have a lot of artists that should be out here.
Talk to me. I need more women on the platform though, but anybody you think I need to put on the platform? Okay.
She's from Brooklyn. Go on.
I need more Brooklyn heads too. I got a lot of niggas from the Bronx. I need more Brooklyn
sure.
heads.
But my guy K,
Okay.
he started dropping his music. Lou, all like I have a whole bunch of artists out here that need to tap in, like need to know more about. So for sure.
Bad. So you talking about in Q's or in BK?
We in Q's, but we all from Brooklyn, so like.
I bet. So listen, I'm 45 minutes away. I might need to come back.
Yeah, for sure. You got to. I'm gonna let them know. Like.
I bet. Say no more. I bet. Praise. I'm marks the end of the interview, but it's the talking shit segment. Anybody want to shout out? Anything want to give your chest? Tell the people you want to hear.
Shout out to my mom, I already know the vibes. Shout out to my friends for supporting me and pulling up to any endeavor. Like, they'll pull up to anything. Like, she's sitting right over there. She out here. Let's go. It's good though. Shout out to my sister, inspire me to keep going and push me. She's always hard on me, but I know it's always because she see that I can do more than I'm doing. Go stream my music. Y'all already know Finesse is out. You gotta hear it. This track is fire. More music coming soon. That's pretty much it, yeah.
Yes, sir. Praise. Thank you so much for this interview. Thank you so much for rocking out with me. Keep doing your thing. Keep prospering. Best of luck this semester. Keep going on with the music. And I appreciate you once again.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. That's all right.